So, the Moral Support Association of Farming. Now, I know farming, and I see where everything's sitting. The whole chessboard and the entire topography of our civilization, right? And that's no fucking, I'm not kidding. And the entire topography of our civilization, the things on it and what they're doing, the reality of this and the reality of that. And so the Moral Support Association of Farming is going to go around and invite everyone to join the association that is from farming. And even if you grew up in farming, especially, right? If you grew up in farming, especially, this association is specifically for you, actually. Now, I think this could be a highly valued thing, because farmers can easily feel isolated because they're away from everyone, right? And it's easy to feel isolated in that. If you grew up in town and you found yourself working on a farm, you would find it incredibly lonely, man, because you find yourself out there, and it's a little phase you go through. Um, it doesn't take long to wear off, but yeah, you realise you're out there by yourself, and it's all on you, and it's very emotionally draining, um, and so yeah. So this will have everyone involved in it, and there'll be things specific. There'll be things specific to farming people, because they are a different breed, man, than everyone else, eh? They're a different breed than everyone else, man. And we need to put to rights what is up with that, man. Because out there on the farm, right, it's fucking, it's actually almost science fiction, because there's all this life around, okay? And then there's people, man and woman. All the animals know that we're man and woman, right? All those animals know that we make babies too. They all know that. All the animals know that about people, right? And also, we make these noises like birds, actually. I think a cow would think human speech was like a bird or something, you know. It's just like what it is, man, And so, long story short, right? Long story short, I think people from the country need to be respected as a new nationality, actually, and there needs to be a police force of it, right? Because where I grew up should have World Heritage status, actually. The environment I grew up in, that absolutely deserves World Heritage status. And it's New Zealand. It's not about anywhere else. It's the quality of it, and it's just being really interfaced with nature, eh? It's just no shit. It is the life of it. You are engaged with the earth, and how you feel about the weather. It's like you're in love with it, eh? The way people complain and then like they hope, and it's like, and then it's so happy when it's good, and it's like a relationship. It really is, and that's the way of it on the farm, right? And also another thing on the farm is, if you lost it, it's your fault. No matter what you think of, it's your fault. It's you, because you're the only one there, right? And that's a real different reality. That's yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think it should have its own nationality, right? and because it is anyway. It is anyway. And because of the nature of anxiety and whatnot in town gives the impression that you need to be doing something. It's like that's a bit of a mental health problem, eh? It does. It intimates that you should be doing something. And that's a freak accident. It's just the nature of a big place with heaps of people in it. What needs to happen right in Auckland is there needs to be provision made for white culture when it comes to cars. Because this is a member of the family, eh? The car thing. The car scene thing, the car thing. Holy crap, man. And people letting their heels up. So, yeah, sorry about that. Bit of a rant. Oh, it's a mini rant. Yeah. So I thought the Moral Support Association of Farming, it could get all the farmers on board, and put some kind of insulation between them and the external of farming, which is the financial side of it. Put a buffer between them, right? This is fucking what it needs, right? And I think you can it with the bloody cows too. See, these ships, man, I reckon these dudes that are flat out doing it for the money, these huge dairy farms, right? They're just doing it for the money, eh? Actually, doing it for the money should be banned when it comes to farming, eh? Anyway, so I reckon there should be a push to convert ships to dairy farms, right? Convert ships to dairy farms, and then all of the problems that the farm's got at the moment disappear. All of the problems, environmental problem, fucking, mainly the environment, the government problem, right? No, I don't know. There's too many around. So this is why these high value industries starting. This can overtake that, and then financially, because I know people are making profit like crazy, right? But the tax take off it, to replace the tax take off it, if that was lessened, we would need to create more tax somehow to make up for that difference, right? And so there's a big aspect with the North job, and I think there could be more, a significant. I think that there should be that buffer there, okay? Because they've played games with farmers before, and there's many suicides, they say, and what, the interest was really low in the 90s for farming, and so they all got heaps of stuff and finance, but then the interest went up and it ran heaps of them off the land, eh? So between that and all those country schools closing, I'd say that Helen Clark should probably go to jail, because this thing of closing schools, they're just, what is the phrase for that? No, she was gushing that she needed to close these schools to save money. And it's this bombastic pomposity that actually polarises people's minds, actually. That's the phraseology and the inflection of it, what she was doing, right? When actually she just wanted to kick everyone off the land so corporates could take it over. So this sounds a bit like fucking Mexico or fucking, there was some place there, this church was ripping everyone off like crazy, in South America, and this was like that. So yeah, they were shut down. Actually, they were stolen off people. Not only were the farms stolen from people, the lifestyle was stolen from them. And this is a very, very callous thing on that score. So I would put a different kind of spin on all the They just need a buffer between them and the outside, because they don't fucking need any advice from the outside actually. If you know, you know the land, you know every friggin' tree, you know every animal on the farm. You love the farm, man. You are part of that farm. You do not have political status on the farm. You're part of the whole of the thing going on. And so, very, very obviously, the common use of language in the farming environment is completely different to the common use of language where the media hang out. Absolutely, totally different common use of language. And the farmers are actually always having to acquiesce to these people and answer to them. And these dudes, other dudes, right? These are organised criminal people, that do that. They willfully do a significant mind game, so that the interest rate's going down and then popping back up. That's a fucking serious mind game, man. So yeah, there'll be no further communication between banks and farmers. It has to go through government channels. That's a Tino policy. It has to go through government channels. And so this buffer is going to be created between farming and the outside world, actually, because you know what? There's fucking. See, I won't say what I could easily say right there. No, I won't say that. No. Because this is a more formal setting in the head office of the Tino Party. We must remain cordial and formal, and yeah. So anyway, yeah. And so I think that'll make everybody feel really nice. You know what? Although everyone else will think it was really nice, you know, it'll be proactive and it's for the welfare of feelings and people and our way of life, right? Our way of life. And that's kind of been stolen, really, because the dairying thing's taken over it. The Fonterra thing's taken over it. And the only reason that Fonterra is a corporate structure is because the people involved in Fonterra actually are not farmers, and they have nothing to do with farming, and they're really obnoxious, and they utilise the power of ignoring very heavily, actually, and because you know what, the product sells itself, so you don't even need a CEO, you morons. Tell me you need marketing for this product. You could have one fucking skilled person empty the whole fucking Fonterra headquarters, mate. Just one decent person. Because the common use of language for that is really complicated. Hey, you know what? It's really complicated, eh? Oh, law and legal stuff and financial stuff. Now, it's really complicated because they're actually dyslexic. Okay, they need all those words because they can't do multiple-sided equations in their head at the same time, like farmers do, right? Multi-sided equations that have a physics aspect to the detail of it, right? And there isn't actually hardly language to support that. It's just something that comes with being immersed in that environment, right? And these guys, they've got their own language, as the legal system does, as the banking system does, as the bureaucracy does, the civil service. because money is bombastically, it's bombastically, what do I say? I forgot. Yeah. So there, then we'll have, you know, telemetry. We'll have telemetry. We've got telemetry now. They don't call it telemetry. They call it the news report. They call it the weather report. You know, the actual how intimately knowledgeable of the character and behaviour of the weather and the earth working together, right? There's a lot more to it than you are being told. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So do all that, and a lot of it is actually just giving people permission to talk, because there's something going on where people feel they do not have permission to talk. I think it's courage. Because you're in an environment that causes suicides, right? And so, up the tree there, courage gets nailed as well. Okay, that's what I think about that. And this affects how people talk. So the old middle management thing, they get all desperado. And I think the normal community, we put more effort into introspection, and yeah. So yeah. So the Moral Support Association of Farming will be, this business of the farming community could be a new nationality is no joke. Okay. For the reasons being that they want to say New Zealand is egalitarian and put a very big emphasis on tolerance, okay? I think for the reasons, the rationale that exists, that should be a good idea. For those reasons, right, farming people should become a new nationality, right? And then we'll just go invite some other people. Let's invite Australian farmers in the Moral Support Association of Farming, and we should go right up Vietnam, everywhere in the fucking world. We'll ask everyone, hey, you want to join our fucking club, of mates that help each other and have a relationship with the earth, right? And so it comes to it that everyone that has a relationship with the earth actually has, there's a few different levels in it, man. But like other people, like fishermen, people that spend their lives on trawlers and shit like that, those dudes. People that have worked on oil rigs, they've worked with the earth like pretty seriously, actually, because of the weather, the whole thing of it being, anyway. Even lawn mowing guys, right? People that work outside. Anyone who acknowledges engineering. And by saying that, they have a passion for it. They think up stuff. They might have made stuff. Yeah, if you've made stuff, if you've made a fucking something, you've built something amazing. Like I worked with this guy, and he was fucking this fiberglass place. He was building there was moulds all over the show of this place, right? There was heaps of moulds everywhere. And they had a hydro slide mould, and he was building his kids a hydro slide for Christmas, man. He would be invited into the Moral Support Association of Farming. This is an outstanding Christmas present for the little kids. It's like, and then, so you're fucking smelling what I'm selling or what? And then just go out throughout the whole world, man. The whole fucking world. And I think this buffer idea is a marvellous idea, right? This is something that should have been done fucking ages ago. They talk about putting fences, they're fencing off streams and rivers and whatnot for cattle. So for that reason, I want to create a buffer between the financial system and farming. Okay? For that reason, right? And all these things they want of society, yeah, for those reasons they want that. Well, I want this buffer between farming and the rest of everything, right? And so, yeah, going around the world, I think it'll be highly successful, really. I think, there's just a lot of, there'll be, there'll be so many that would love to have a barbecue on that one, right? Get together and have a barbecue on that one. So I think that's a bloody cool idea. That's penal policy, that's what we're doing, right? Another penal policy, the Nürburgring in Germany, we absolutely need something like that in New Zealand, right? It's not a race track. It's a high speed cruising track, right? A high speed cruising track. It's not a race track. Even though they'll do the thing, there'll be races and stuff, but generally that would be fantastic because there's so many people that love cars in New Zealand. So many. And they've got nice ass cars. They've got real nice cars. My car's amazing. It's fucking, there is there. See, that's the official work wagon of the Tenal Party. Parked under a palm tree.